All right. Shalom. Call halal, Yahweh Bashim Shah. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Honors and salutations to all Sakian on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in all sincerity. All right, we're the Hebrew Israelites. We come out here week in and week out, prophesying the downfall of America according to the Bible. All right, and we out here to reach the 12 tribes of Israel, man, which are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Try to wake you up to your real heritage that's been stolen from you. All right, but our people are so much in a deep sleep, they still don't want to wake up, man. Even with all the things that's going on in America, you know, you had the earthquakes in earthquake in Mexico. You know, you had down in Puerto Rico, they got hit with a major storm. But guess what? Then they still had a Puerto Rican Day Parade, man. They wasn't even thinking about that. They don't even consider that they're the Lord's people, man, that they're Ephraimites, man. You know? And that's what our people do, man. They run around here blinded, you know, by Esau's laws, because Esau, which is the so-called white man that the Bible speaks about, they're the ones that's in control of the whole world right now. Go ahead, huh?
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage.
That's right. So that's what our people are doing right now, man.
That's right.
All right? They sit here, you know, and we come out here week in and week out and tell you, like you're an Israelite, man, America's about to be destroyed. You know, it don't have that much time left. And guess what? Noah was doing the same thing back in his time. Noah was on the highways and byways for about 500 years, man. And they was talking about, man, and the people back then were looking at him like, damn, why are you building a boat on dry land? Looking at him like he's a fool, man. The same way they look at us like we fools when we come out here on the highways and byways and prophesy the gospel with the word gospel just means good news, man.
Right.
So we out here giving good news, and who we giving it to? We giving it to our people. So ultimately, if we giving out good news, somebody's going to get bad news, man. And that's the Lord. That's the righteous balance of Yahweh Bashim Shah, man.
If I can say.
Go ahead, huh?
When Noah was out there prophesying, at that time there was never water.
That's right.
It never rained.
That's
so
right.
that's why when Noah was prophesying about it being a flood, they looked at him like he was delusional. But just like the way they mock us about the nuclear missiles that's going to destroy America, which is prophesied in the Bible.
That's right.
They look at us like we bugged out. You know why? Because America has never really been touched. That's why America is referred to in the Bible as the virgin daughter.
That's right.
Because a virgin has never been touched. America has never really been through hard calamities.
That's right, man.
So when something do happen, they're going to look back and be like, yo, those men that was out there is right.
That's right. Good. Matter of fact, what's the scripture say when it says, therefore they know that a prophet was among them?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
There's more on that, huh?
Yeah, there's a little bit more.
Good, huh?
Verse 38. No, we start back at 38. But as in the days that were before the flood.
That's right. So guess what? As in the days that were right before the flood, that's the same time we're in right now, but we're in the days right before the thermonuclear missiles, man. All right? It's the only difference is it's not water, man. It's fire.
But it's considered as a lake, though.
That's right.
It's going to be a lake of fire. America's going to be a lake of fire.
Good, not.
You know?
That's right. Yo, good. So this is good, huh?
And then
so
she
this
got
is
the
a
song.
different lake.
Her
Right?
song just said, right when I said that, her song said, everyone falls. Because everyone's going to fall.
That's right. They're not going to fall in love. They're going to fall in this thermonuclear destruction, man.
That's
you
crazy.
Because everything out here that we doing these highways and byways is spiritual, man. All right?
That was spiritual right there.
Look, man.
As soon as I said that's going to be the lake of fire, the song goes, everyone falls.
But damn, and yo, everyone falls. So that's like every nation falls, man. You know? Every other nation fell You had the Roman Empire, it fell. You had the Greek Empire, it fell. You had the Babylonian Empire, it fell. You had the Egyptian Empire, it fell. And guess what? America patterns itself after all those different nations, man, or kingdoms, so to speak, man. You know. So why do you think that America is going to last forever?
But the scriptures say there's no new thing under the sun.
That's right. Huh?
Everything manifests itself.
That's right.
People, kingdoms.
That's right.
You know, because you got buildings. Like they say, we in the modern age. So why do you got banks that's still built in the form of a Roman building, like the way they built in Rome? Because that all goes back when Esau, which is the white man's forefathers,
that's right,
when they were in dwelling in the rocks.
That's right.
As it tells you in the book of Obadiah.
That's right. That's right.
You know, but I got some. Matthew chapter 24. I'm gonna start at 1. It says, and Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
That's right.
It says, and because we're referring those stones right now as these buildings.
That's right. That's
as right. These, you know, because technically these skyscrapers goes against the way the buildings should be built in the scriptures.
That's right, Doc. That's right.
You know, because how can you save somebody if they, you know what I mean? Like,
right. When you like 30 feet up, 30 stories up, man.
That goes to like the Bible, the Tower of Babel.
That's right.
Because they try to replicate it.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right. Doc.
So you have a shot.
Big temples with big kingdoms with big towers.
That's right.
Like that.
God.
As a matter of fact,
so big that wasn't even under the graces anyway.
And if I may add, like when it say all the stones are going to be thrown down, that's talking about the whole white man's philosophy too, man.
Oh, yeah,
Everything that he has that he got going on, it's being thrown down, man. You know, it's being revealed, like the scriptures say. His skirt is going to be lifted up. You know, the Lord is lifting up the skirt of the so-called white man. So everything that he stands for and that he built up, like the scriptures say, he shall build up and not throw down, man.
Ooh.
You know?
And also, I don't know if you know that scripture, but the Lord said, in the scriptures it says, the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. So, Donald Trump, his mindset, the things he's doing is fulfilling prophecy, because the scriptures also say you cannot go against a prophecy before it.
That's right.
So there's nothing that they can do because they try to upset prophecy.
That's right, huh?
Because they know what time it is. The high elites on the left-hand side.
That's right, huh?
You know?
That's right.
But through the spirit of Satan being on the left-hand side of the Lord, he uses Satan to fulfill prophecy through the government, man.
That's right.
That's why when Yahushua was talking about not one stone being brought down, he's talking about all these the temples.
Right.
You got the Muslim temples,
That's
the
right.
Christians.
That's right.
All this is gonna be what is it? It's gonna be like a desert.
Come. Matter of fact, America is about to be the biggest desert on the face of the earth, man.
Because it doesn't tell you in the Bible specifically America.
That's
because
right.
the Bible speaks in parables and metaphors. That's why Yahushua, when he was on the scene, he spoke in parables.
That's right.
Because it's not for everybody to get it, only for the elect. Because the Lord got to sup with you. He got to put the Spirit in you to understand the Bible.
That's right.
Because the Christians, which are referred to as the whorehouses, they're not going to tell you the truth. Because they signed a 501c3 charter, so they won't pay taxes. And also, so they're limited into telling you what to teach. Alright? What it says.
That's right, huh?
Right here. Revelation chapter 11 verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street.
That's right, so. Go ahead, Slocky, go ahead.
Of the great city, which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt.
Damn. So what's that saying right there, man?
It shows that it's not the Egypt of old, but spiritually, because this is a reincarnation.
That's right.
Because when it says in the Deuteronomy 28:68
That's right.
that we were brought over here in ships. Now, when we was in Egypt for 400 years, we worked over there. Now,
right.
put
That's
two
right.
and two together. The scriptures say, blessed is he that readeth, man.
That's right.
You gotta get into this.
Good, so he
That's why I
said.
wanted to ask you about Egypt too, because to me, reading the Bible, Egypt seemed to be like a name for things you don't like.
Nah, but
Like,
Egypt,
I'm just saying because like you said, like he called Egypt at this time, and I feel like the only difference between then and now is, you know, they gave everything a permanent name. So they gave Egypt that permanent name, but in the Bible, when God talk about Egypt, he could be talking about almost anywhere
Nah,
that
but
he
basically-
gave.
No, you're right because
So Egypt just means bondage.
Right.
exactly. I was just gonna
Exactly,
say.
matter of fact, that's probably what I meant to ask was the actual meaning of
It
Egypt.
means
like
bondage.
this.
Because guess where we at right now?
got
That's
you
why
right
what the brother just read, he said it's spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt. Sodom is for the homosexuality that goes on. You know what I'm saying? And look, they give homosexuals rights right here in America, right?
I got you right
And
here.
Egypt, and guess what? How did we get on? Like the brother read, well, he quoted it earlier about Deuteronomy 28:60, which we bought over here in ships. We bought in Egypt. We saw coming to Egypt again on ships.
Again.
Again,
It said
right.
again, right?
That's right.
Again.
So
Well, we
that's
can't go
not-
to Egypt twice.
And and how it's worded, because it always made me think, though. It always had me think, because like I told you, I came up in church. So,
Check this out, though.
They used to always have me thinking like this shit. I'm like, that whole continent over there, what they call three continents, is all one piece.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
so
yeah,
in reality, like Asia, Europe,
Well,
and Asia and Africa,
Yeah.
like, because there's a straight of land that comes down
Yeah,
to
yeah.
connect the whole thing.
But
Yeah,
you
they
still,
got
you still
into-
got your little
You
lakes
didn't
and
need,
rivers and all that.
yeah, you got rivers, don't you got rivers, lakes, there's water
But,
masses.
but brother, they got the scriptures say they named the lands after their own. Rough
No.
paraphrase.
Right, that's
They
right.
named because you got Cecil B. Moore or something that could be named after a white man.
Which this used
No.
to be
That's
Columbia
exactly what
Boulevard.
actually is
This used to be
the sign.
Columbia Ave.
Yeah.
This used to be Columbia Ave. Now when you go down further,
further.
yeah, no, but what? See
I
that?
know
Yo,
people-
as a matter of fact,
I
yo,
found out
listen.
the other day.
Now that you said that, Cecil B. Moore is a black man, right? The reason why they did this street like that because like back in the day, this used to be like a heavy drug area, real heavy. Like right down here, you had the Junior Black Mafia. You had all like you had Jefferson Street over there where they sold a lot of drugs and all that, right? And you got like the surrounding area. So the cops used to come around and just harass the people and lock them up.
Yeah,
Our
yeah.
people. Now what they always do to us, they throw you a bone. Say like, damn, you know what? This is Columbia Ave, whatever, you know. But we're going to name this part for them niggas, man, to shut them up. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like virus and all that shit, man. You know?
Right. I was gonna say
I never even knew.
for the camera's sake, you know, because the brother he's asking right now, you know, about the word Egypt, because Egypt, right? Because it means bondage, but I'm gonna get that.
Come.
This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
There you go.
So
There you
it's
go.
telling you that Egypt meaning the land of bondage.
That's right.
Now
But,
you
but
got-
see that? Nah, go
You got
ahead.
it, you got it.
But see
He
what he
could deal with
read?
nations like that.
Nah, but see what he read? Read that one more time, Bubba Son. Now watch this. Listen to this. This what makes Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, 16th verse, very significant. Now watch this. Watch this. Read that.
Right. Exodus 20 and 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Damn, you hear that? He said he brought you out of the land of Egypt. So damn, he said he brought you out of the land of Egypt. Go ahead.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. So when we was in Egypt, that don't even need no breakdown. Yeah, but look, now yo, grandma,
That was like a prophecy before we went into Egypt, before we went into the spiritual Egypt.
Now watch
You get what I'm saying?
Now watch this. Now this, he said he had brought us out of the land of Egypt, right? It says, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and 68. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships By the way, wherever I spake unto you. You know
I
what
heard
I
one of
mean?
the ships. I don't know. I ain't never really done research on this part.
Yeah.
I heard that the first ship named Jesus.
Well, yeah.
I just heard
But
that.
guess
Like,
what? That was one of them. But I ain't gonna say it was the first one, but
I'm
it
not
was
really
a
sure.
shit named Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't
But
never-
but guess who was behind on it? The Jebusites. So they had a Jebusite order, which you get the Jebusites. They're Amalekites. You know, they're like I want to say the grandson of Amalek is the grandson of Esau. Esau is the so-called white man. So them Amalekites are the so-called Jews right now. That's over there in our land. You know what I'm saying? That's occupying that land. And those are the ones that finance the whole slave trade.
Matter of fact, if you hold down Psalms 55 and 20, Baba Kashab, but the brother's talking about how, Esau, which is the white people, so-called white man's forefathers in the scriptures.
Yeah.
Now, when they sold us into bondage, who helped them?
That's right. That's right.
It was Ham, which is the Africans, and Ishmael, which is the Arabs. But then,
And also Amalek.
now when you fast forward it, when Christopher Columbus came to America, right? We had stones over here written in Hebrew with us.
That's right.
So this is showing you that we was over here before they came.
Good.
As I read
There's
The
Psalms
10
55
tribes.
and 20, yeah.
All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and 20. It says, "He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant." Verse 21.
So what are you talking about when it says he had broken his covenant?
the covenant that God had with the people, man, like
Where they get it at? God, where'd they get that at?
from what?
Mount Sinai.
That's actually talking about Jacob and Esau,
Yeah,
Cain and Abel, because we had a brotherly covenant during the time of Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. You know what I mean? And then Esau selling his birthright,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
For pottage. So he broke the covenant, the spiritual covenant. That's why that's why
Say it one more time.
it talks about Jacob and Esau, right?
Yeah.
Jacob is us.
Yeah.
We're
And
Jacob,
Esau
because that's our
Esau is
forefather.
the brother. Yeah.
Jake is our forefather. Jacob, that's where we get the word Jews.
Right.
You know?
Nations, I remember.
So Esau is their forefathers.
Right.
You know, when they broke the covenant, when he sold his birthright during the time of when his father, when he sold,
Cain?
what is it? When he
No,
dressed him
Esau.
up, when his mom dressed him up.
Oh yeah, con. Esau's bomb.
Isaac's father?
Con. So like this, because it was all set up through the spirit through that anyway.
Right.
Because the Lord wanted Jacob to have a blessing, but so what he did, when the first child was supposed to get the blessing, you know what I'm saying? So when Isaac told Esau to go out and fetch him all the stuff that he wanted, his favorite foods and all that stuff, and come and make him food, and then he was going to bless him. So Esau was a hairy man, you know. So when he left, his mother saw this. She went and got Jacob and was like, "Yo, hurry up! I'm gonna make the food that your father loves." You know, the woman, they know what the man likes because they the ones always cooking for him. You know what I'm saying? So she went, made the food, dressed him up like Esau, just put the hairy, because at that time Isaac was going blind. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't see. He was like, so he said, this feels like my son Esau, but you sound like Jacob. You know what I'm saying? But he still blessed him.
Right.
You know? Then that's why Esau came, and once Esau came back, he's like, "Oh, father," he said, "I got everything." He's like, "Oh, I already gave you a blessing." Esau started crying out and was like, "Oh, Dad, do you have not just one more blessing for me?" You know,
Right, that was it was prophecy. That was prophecy, but that's what that was talking about because Esau is killing our people. He basically killing his own brother, so you breaking that covenant. You know what I
he's
mean?
mad.
So that's the covenant that's talking about. You know what I mean? Because he sold his birthright for a pottage for like meat.
Which it was a stew with meat that wasn't all the way done.
Right.
I mean, then if you got like, all right, so if you look at the so-called white man, like how if me and you went to a restaurant, how would you order your steak?
Well done.
Exactly. See,
steak
so
too,
yeah,
like, I'm a steak
cut.
really
That's right. Yeah. So we get it well done.
Right.
Esau, they'd be like, yo, just sizzle it on one side, sizzle it on the other side, and eat it like that, with the blood still coming out of it. When you cook meat, man, you have to cook the blood out of it, man. That's why we like our meat damn near burnt.
Hey, that's why we.
I
Our
can't
people
cut it
like.
if
Hey, that's
you
why
can't
our
let that
people like seasoning.
That's right, gun.
The Lord called us the salt of the earth.
That's right.
We wasn't here.
We got this flavor.
We thought there's more meat on that.
All right,
We touched upon the covenant, so you can understand that.
I got a piece of.
You think that Esau was being punished for what was to come? With the prophecy was
Now it was prophecy for us to be punished because
That's right.
the Lord knew His people were gonna disobey.
right.
Because we always disobeyed, and the Lord kept sending different kings, different judges during the time of Moses, judges. We kept waiting, and we kept going over. We kept going over. So that's why the Lord blessed Esau with the sword. That's why they go with the guns.
Yeah.
That's why they got all this.
Right.
Because that's like the
we never
woman.
had that.
The Lord is using Esau to punish us.
Right. Right.
That's what that's about.
Right.
That's what it boils down to. Jacob and Esau. And all the other nations is helping them. That's why when you got the Arabs, the Africans, the Chinese, alright, when they come to America, what? They get a loan. They
right.
get their own restaurant in our hood.
Right.
They get everything.
That's right.
And our people what? The last one hired, the first one fired.
Gun, that's right.
That's why we go through all these curses going to Deuteronomy 28. All this is prophecy, man. We're just fulfilling the book.
That's right, man.
There's
That's
nothing.
right.
That's why the Lord said there's nothing that we can do against the truth before it.
That's right. Hold on. This verse 21. It says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter."
Now, the white man.
Damn.
Oh yeah,
God.
yeah. But inwardly they're
Alright,
like,
yeah.
oh, these fucking spicks, these niggas.
That's right,
Excuse
man.
my French, but you know, for
Yeah,
for lack of understanding,
Good,
the
good.
truth.
Shake your hand, go to the crib,
That's
take
why they
whatever
call
say
him the
to you,
devil.
walk away.
That's right.
That's why Job 9 verse 24
God,
says
so the
the earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
Right, huh?
Because what? If this was, that's why the Lord's not coming back yet.
That's right.
That's why He's not here yet.
Yeah.
You know? Because the earth, man, the guy.
You already know,
And
like,
then if I may add, like, when it say this, the words of his mouth are smoother than butter, man. They always tell you like everything's gonna be alright, man. You know, you my buddy. Yeah, cunt. Yeah, and they did all that with treaties,
We
man.
made a false promise.
Yeah, exactly. And guess
did
what?
the-
They broke their treaty.
with the declaration.
Exactly. Yo, they tell you.
Proclamation.
Yeah, but they tell you, yo, you're a man, you're this and that.
Yeah.
But then, like,
They let
but then,
they'll say it to you,
Yeah,
but they don't
but-
treat you like.
exactly. Here we go.
That's why words don't mean nothing.
Exactly. What of them
You know what
anyway.
I'm saying? Like actions speak louder.
All right, this is Psalms 55 and 21.
Right?
It says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were there drawn swords."
So his words are smoother than butter. So he crouches to be humble, like it says in the Apocrypha. You know, trust not thine enemy.
That's right.
As he crouches,
For
you know,
oil.
to get humble. Like, listen, yo, listen, you know what I mean? I just need a home to stay. Next you know, you wake up and everything's out of your crib. You know what I mean? Because they humble, they try to be our friends, so to speak, blessing us with these benefits, but not knowing that these benefits is what's breaking the families up.
That's right.
These you know, you got, all right, they give us benefit food stamps so we can buy food.
Yeah.
Cool, granted, but the food we buying is fucking our people up.
Right, GMO, man.
We got
Right.
chemtrails that's lowering our immune system.
That's right.
You know, they got estrogen in water bottles. That's why you got men acting like faggots. You got women acting like men.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
But that's that, and then they'll push that agenda, man.
Yeah,
like
even-
they'll push it to, and then you know what? They be like, yo, this is FDA approved.
Yeah.
You know, this is, and then you got, and this how wicked they are, because the FDA is Food and Drug Administration. So why are you mixing food with drugs? That don't make
That's
sense.
why it says.
you know?
That's
But-
why some products has to say non-GMO
Gun, that's right.
or organic. Why would a fruit? Check it. This is logical, or not even common sense.
Common sense.
Why would a fruit have to say on the package organic? If a fruit is supposed to be organic,
That's
why?
right, man.
Because it came from
How
nature.
this watermelon get here? If
You know what I
anybody
mean?
Matt, yo, you know, and that's Like the brother
They
just
got
said, that's
watermelons.
genetically modified.
I ain't even
man.
know, like,
That's what you just said.
yo, because look, like I said, I work in pharmacy or whatever.
Yeah. But see,
How
that's
we do that?
that's genetically modified food, man.
That's
Yo,
something like it's common sense.
and then
I
check
grew
this
up
out.
eating watermelon,
Matter of fact,
man.
if you
All
got
that
this bubble
shit.
Bashar that talks about like you're supposed to eat the stuff with seeds, like if it don't have seeds, you're just not supposed to eat it. You know what I'm talking about?
But I got something.
But like, yo, if a food doesn't have a seed, like it really is like mushrooms, they don't have seeds. So you're not supposed to eat mushrooms, they have spores.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you're not supposed to eat mushrooms. Yeah. So because the seed is like you could regenerate that again too, man.
Definitely.
You know?
That's the point of the seed, though. But the thing
That's
is,
why, yeah.
another thing about they breaking up the family was like gentrification, number one. And
Women's liberation, which that was funded by the Masons,
Mm.
because at that time, before the women's liberation, the women were so they couldn't vote.
yeah,
They had to wear skirts. They wore
they ain't wear pants until
decent apparel. Shit, yeah,
because that's when feminism like came out.
but they wanted to be equal as a man.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
They wanted
That's
to
feminism.
vote. They wanted to
They
do
started
this.
wearing pants. They
They
started
wanted
going working in factories because the men that worked in factories was going to
because the
war.
woman had to stay home. The woman stayed home, watched the children while the man goes out and work, which is order. Which is that's how the script. That's how things are supposed to be.
Yeah.
But now, since they're so check women. Oh, I'm independent. But not really. No, you're not, because you married under Esau.
That's right.
Cause
And not just that, real fast.
They say the women say I'm independent, but yet they got food stamps, they got Section 8, they got welfare, and all that is what breaks the family, because now they could be like, oh, get out my house to the man.
Definitely. And even
Oh,
that
they
Section
got
8
him
stuff,
under
they don't
child
even let the guy
support.
in there now. He's not supposed to be in
No,
there.
that's
And
wicked,
guess
man.
what?
That's
But guess
why
what?
I said
That's
bring up
wicked.
the black family, because that Section 8 stuff,
Yeah.
the dude not supposed to be in there. So how are we going to be a family when
Because
the
guess
dad
what?
can't
They,
even be here?
cause guess what they do? They try to take the head out of the picture. We're the heads of our household.
Ooh,
Right.
get to
So if you get rid of the head, the rest of the family gonna
I
fall.
got you, hold on.
Okay. And then for instance, damn,
Chicken
I
only
forgot
run
my
around
train
so
of
long
thought,
with their heads cut off.
you know, but like the brother said, damn. I had this shit right on top, I forgot my fucking thought, man.
Yeah.
But nah, you good. But it's on the lines like with Esau, man. The shit that they do to try to mess up our families, and our households, and all that, man.
I was gonna say,
No,
you
you good.
I was gonna say,